This is Iron here. Me and my good buddy Dave are in the middle of a 2-week backpacking and rafting expedition. At the start of our trip, we cached a week's worth of food in Ursack bags. I'm stoked to show you guys how I store my food and show you guys the 7 days of food I have in my bag. So we just hiked up to the spot where we hid our food cache. You can see out there in the distance, that was the river that we rafted down today. So this is where I hid my cache. Tried to kind of cover it up with some of this bark here. Alright, so there's my Ursack bag. It's still here. Yeah, so I placed this cache here almost exactly 1 week ago. Yeah, the start of this trip was brutal. We started with 14 days of food, all of our rafting gear and all of our backpacking and camera gear. I'm pretty much have eaten all of the rest of my food, so I'm super excited to get this. Alright, here's the cache. Everything still appears to be good here. Yeah, I don't see any signs of holes. Everything looks good. Let's open her up. A couple double overhand knots. Alright, and this is the Ursack Major bag. It's the biggest size they make. And everything looks to be intact still. Cool. So, as you can see here, everything still looks perfect. 7 days of food. Super stoked about that. And then one extra external charger. And having the Locksack OpSack bag is really important to pair it with this, because this is a complete scent-proof bag. Having your food only in this isn't gonna stop animals from smelling it. We are going to hike up to our camp right now. It's getting close to sunset, but I want to show you guys the 7 days of food that I packed. It's the next day here, super stoked. We ended up hiking up to a really cool camp after I got done talking to you guys last, and yeah, caught a really beautiful sunset and sunrise this morning, and yeah, just enjoying the day here. Here is my 7 days of food that I picked up from down below yesterday. Here's my other empty Locksack bag. Yeah, when I started the trip, both of these bags were full, pretty much identical foods. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm gonna be eating out here for the next week. All right, 1 pound of blue corn chips. I don't know if you have a Trader Joe's near you, but it's one of my favorite stores. I buy a lot of my food there. A good tip, normally a bag of chips takes up a lot of space, but if you crush them up, I took just a tiny pin, and I put a little pinhole in the bag, and I sucked out all the air and then put a piece of tape over the pinhole. So this whole pound of chips takes up little space, and they'll stay fresh for a long time that way. Got 1 jar of peanut butter here. It's really hard to find peanut butter without sugar in it these days. I don't know why. Trader Joe's coming through again. Some of the cheapest peanut butter out there. I think it's like $1.99 for a jar. Ate a lot of this stuff out here. If you haven't packed a week's worth of food, the key to making it work is your food has to take up little space, and you have to be really organized, or else you'll have a lot more trouble once you're out on the trail. You'll be spending way more time out here trying to figure out how much food you have left. You don't want to overeat your food early in the trip. So I'll show you guys how I organize all of my food. Every single day I'll separate 1 day of food out, and then I store it in its own individual 9x10 Locksack OpSack bag. Alright, so every morning I start off with a coffee and coconut milk powder. So you can see here I got 7 bags, and I've got it pre-mixed. And then this is a bag of Vitamin Greens powder, Vitamin Earth powder, and more coconut milk powder. This stuff gives me a lot of energy. Love this stuff. I've been eating it or drinking it for years now. It's hard to get fresh greens out here, so the greens powder helps me a lot. Got some Cliff Bars here. Really love these things. They're super high in sugar though, so I'm trying to, I'll probably stop eating them at some point altogether, but I'm still allowing myself to have one a day. Yeah, I think there's like 21 grams of sugar in one of these, which is insane. That's like a candy bar. But that's all right. So I got one of those for every day. I found this really good powdered hummus online. All you have to do is add water. I think this is like a lemon flavored hummus. So I'll mix this in my empty peanut butter jar, and then I'll add chips into that and a little bit of olive oil, and that's a good midday snack. Super stoked on that stuff. And then this bag right here is just filled with more bags of that. I try to reuse bags when I can. And then this is a cold soak that I created. So I made one of these for every day. And I think I've got oats, chia seeds, some hemp seeds, Himalayan salt, cacao nibs, coconut milk powder, coconut shreds, and I think that's about it. So just a bunch of really healthy, good nutrients. It tastes really good too. The coconut milk powder gives it a super sweet taste. Yeah, super high energy. And you can I can mix this with water, or I can eat it dry. I normally just eat this dry with a spoon out of the bag. I make all of my own dinners. Right now, I'm doing all the same bases. So I've got brown rice that I've dehydrated myself, lentils that I've cooked and dehydrated, and then black beans, and then a bunch of assorted vegetables. You can see here, I've got one that I've already made, and yeah, I'm going stoveless on this trip. So I make my coffees, my vitamin mineral green mix, and my dinners all in this peanut butter jar. There you go. So this one's all done up there. These dinners are better than any freeze-dried meal I've ever had. It's another benefit to making all my own meals, is they just take up such little space here. 7 mountain houses would take up more space than this whole bag itself. I've got this other bag here that I carry my seasoning in, and I like to give myself lots of options out here, so I can, yeah, just kind of eat whatever I want. So this is a bag of cheese powder mixed with butter powder. Then I've got some taco seasoning there, sriracha. And then this is a blend of garlic, salt, pepper, and crushed red pepper. I found this soy sauce powder online. This stuff's really, really good. One of my favorite finds on Amazon recently. Some curry powder. So I just reused these bags that my vegetables came in, and they work really good for storing seasoning. Yeah, I've got a bottle here I store olive oil in. So really, if you look at the back of any mountain house or freeze-dried meal, I mean, it's usually, yeah, rice, beans, lentils, sometimes noodles, vegetables, seasonings, sometimes meat. So I'm essentially creating my own really, really good meals. These taste way better than any freeze-dried meal I've ever had. So it's pretty cool. It's not hard to do. I love dehydrating my own meals. And then the garbage, there's way less. I'm not coming back from my trips with a bunch of mountain house wrappers. So you can see here, for my last 7 days, I've got all these empty Ziplocs here. I'm gonna reuse those on my next trip. So yeah, all the food that I prepared has to last, yeah, at least 2 months in the heat, which it should do no problem. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I've got some mango slices. Gotta treat yourself a little bit. Chocolate bar. That's pretty much it. I've got some mushroom supplements here. These are from Fungi Perfecti. I think I've got some lion's mane and some My Community, a blend of 14 different mushrooms. Yeah, so just to recap here, storing your food in a scent-proof bag not only keeps animals away from it, it keeps the stuff in your backpack from being contaminated with the scents of your food. So your sleeping bag, your clothes, things like that can start to smell like your food over time. So these bags really help. And the 12 by 20 size fits this bag perfectly. And they're made to work together. And yeah, I can carry about 7 days worth of food max. So found that to be just a really good setup. Yeah, super stoked as always. You guys are awesome. If you guys have any questions about anything food related, backpacking related, yeah, leave a comment. And yeah, thanks for being here. Always stoked to share these adventures with you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.